When I made the decision to join the program, I was at 94.4 kilos. This morning I was at 82.8, but I have tone in my legs, and that's always something I've liked is, you can kind of see I have quads, so it looks nice. My skin has settled. I've taken myself off the antibiotics that the doctor had prescribed because they were messing with me. My libido's improved, my sleep has improved, as long as my two tiny humans don't come and interrupt it in the middle of the night, but generally it's good, and I have more energy.
I'm Kitty Blintfield, co-founder of New Strength and Saturée, creator of pro-metabolic food supplements and seriously saturated skincare. And today I'm here with one of our amazing clients, Alison. She's 38. She's from Melbourne and she has 2 kids. Alison, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Now, tell the listeners a little bit more about your backstory. So, what were you doing leading up to the program, and then what made you actually join?
Leading up to the program, I tried as many kind of things as I could for someone that is a full-time working mum, 2 young kids, a husband that works 70 to 80 hours a week. I've got 3 dogs as well, so life is pretty hectic. I did a lot of, tried a lot of the online communities, a lot of the apps and the programs and things like that, but a lot of those were using, more body weight type of exercises, and then meal plans that were obviously very generic for all of the people that were a part of the community. And I never could really get any kind of results. So my skin was out of control, that's the most honest way to do it. Red, sore, inflamed, to the point that my doctor was, putting me on antibiotics, looking at long-term kind of solutions that way, without being able to shift any weight. My GP was really pushing Ozempic, and for medication to do it, basically just saying, as you get older, after you have kids, it just gets harder. This will help. And I was really, against that. I know there are people out there that do it. I've got friends that do it. It's working for them. That's great. But for me personally, I was like, no, that's not good enough. I don't accept that. There's got to be more. I really felt like there was something missing. And if I found whatever it was that was missing, everything would kind of click into place, and then we'd be able to settle my skin down and lose the weight. It's hard. You go through your 20s and you're like, woohoo, yeah, look at me, I can wear bikinis and, life is good. I could fit into size 12. You don't really think about it. I had 2 kids. The journey to my first child was incredibly difficult. It was full of loss, miscarriages, and ectopic pregnancy where my tube burst and almost killed me. Then a whole heap of IVF. So I smashed my body for 6.5 years just to get that first child. And then I just couldn't shift the weight after that. And it just really, there's definitely more to it that I couldn't see at the time, kind of feeling a bit like, to quote Shrek, there was a whole lot of layers in there. But basically I got to the point where I was like, I don't want to be fat and I don't want to be ugly. And they were the actual words that I would use, and that I would say to hubby. And I came across you over Easter, lying in bed scrolling at some ungodly hour of the morning. You popped up on my Instagram feed with the 7 days, and I'm like, it's almost the opposite of what everyone else is saying. I'm going to give it a go. What have I got to lose? Like, nothing else has worked. Nothing's changing. I'm going to give it a go, for whatever the low price it was for the 7-day challenge. I'm just going to do it. Read through the literature, had a good look at it, started to implement changes straight away. And I thought, okay, I could feel, obviously you don't see things in a week, but I could feel that I was starting to feel a little bit better. And I thought, okay, we'll dive in deeper, and ended up joining the program, which I still had hurdles in getting over the line to the yes. And if it wasn't for my incredibly supportive husband, I don't think I myself would have pushed myself. But he's like, just do it. I don't care. I'll give you the money. Let's go. Just do it. Have a go. see what you do. And it was the best decision I've ever made. So thank you, Kitty.
Oh, I'm so glad you joined. And also, how long have you been in the program now?
I started the very end of April. So I've done my first 16 weeks, and now I'm in the coaching side with the training
Oh,
to
great. Great.
really help make sure I've got the correct form. I start to worry as you get to heavier weights. If you do it wrong, it's all gonna just be terrible. So it's good there, taking videos of yourself in the gym and all that fun stuff.
Oh, and so tell me, what results have you seen since being in the program?
Um, so I will go all the way to kind of now, from the start of the program to now. I have gotten my weight down to, when I made the decision to join the program, I was at 94.4 kilos. This morning I was at 82.8. So I've had a massive change in my weight. My body shape has changed as well. Like, it's finally sunny in Melbourne, so the dress has come out because it's over 22 degrees. But I have tone in my legs, and that's always something I've liked is, you can kind of see I have quads. They're not big and bulky, what people think, you're weightlifting and you've got these big muscly legs, but there's tone there. So it looks nice. My skin has settled. I've taken myself off the antibiotics that the doctor had prescribed because they were messing with me. I'd be going on and off them to stop flare-ups. And now it's just the skincare with a dermatologist, and it started to settle my skin right down to the point that I only wear minimal makeup now. I don't have to kind of cake it on and touch up concealer 45 times a day because it's red and horrible.
Mm.
My libido's improved. My sleep has improved, as long as my two tiny humans don't come and interrupt it in the middle of the night. But generally, it's good. And I have more energy. I do 3 weight sessions a week. 2 of those are Saturday, Sunday. So I do back to back, upper, lower. And I'm in the gym before 6 a.m. and I spring out of bed when my alarm goes off. I'm like, oh, let's go off to the gym. As opposed to during the week when it comes to getting up for work at 6 o'clock, I'm like, no, I don't want to get up. So I have that, the enthusiasm's there, the excitement is there to do it, and it's given me, more energy. I've also noticed mood changes. I've calmed down a lot. I'm not kind of always up here all angsty and, one little thing and you kind of lose your mind. Whereas now I'm, doing a lot better in that respect. I'm not losing my shit every day or so.
That's really good. I love that. Oh, that's such incredible changes. And how many calories are you eating per day?
I'm eating 1,800 calories a day, 168 grams of protein. So I eat all the time. Like I turn up at work with, people have some lunch in a little cooler bag. I have two. I have 2 bags full of food. And it feels like, I'm eating every couple of hours basically, which is good. It's nice to be able to eat food. There's no restriction on what I can and can't eat. I'm just a lot more aware of what I eat and kind of what I get out of it. So if it's the weekend and, the kids want to have pizza and things like that, I look at it and go, for one slice of pizza, I could eat all this other food. Almost like when people do their budgeting and they go, I could buy one thing for this amount of money, or I could buy 5 things of this different kind of one. And I now just work that way. It's not so much good food and bad food. It's I'm going to eat one piece of pizza and I'm going to be hungry in another half an hour. And, it takes up a lot of what I can eat. Whereas if I make myself, a whole heap of other stuff, I'm going to be much happier and I'm going to eat more food and it's going to be better. So it's not, I don't have a restrictive mindset when it comes to it. I just have a how can I eat more food mindset.
I love that. And how is it with the rest of the family, all the food?
It's great. I know some women in the program will cook their own meals and then something separate for the family. I don't do that. My family eat what I eat. So the kids have some favorite recipes. The slow cooker Italian chicken. My 6-year-old loves it. He, eats it and goes, "Can I take this to school tomorrow? And can I have it for breakfast?" The cheesy rice bake. They've dubbed the cheeseburger rice. They love that. So we have, all of the meals. I cook them for me, and the whole family eats them.
Yeah, I think
And even
it's super family
hubby's
friendly.
noticed it.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
are.
They're so
Um,
easy and simple and yum.
they are. And hubby's noticed that for him, they keep him satisfied for longer. So if he's eating the meals, he notices when we all have it and we all have the same meal that I've cooked from the program, he doesn't then end up, just before bed going, hang on, I want more food or something like that. So he's eating better without kind of having to put the conscious effort into what he's doing. He just eats what I cook, but he notices a difference between when we have one of the recipes and then if we just cook something quite
Mm,
basic.
yeah, that's
And
good.
steak and potato is a staple now in the house, which keeps every man happy.
I do. Craig loves steak and potato too. And what have you enjoyed most about the program?
Oh, there's a lot really, but the most has probably been giving a sense of power back to myself, which probably sounds a little bit silly when you say it, but there are so many things in everyone's lives that are out of control that we can't control. I myself, both of my parents passed away last year, so I've battled grief and handling their estate through the entire program and giving myself the power to go, I can't control everything else that happens, but I can control what I cook and what I eat. I can control how many steps I walk a day, and I can control going in the gym and really wanting to lift something heavy.
Mm,
And being able to focus on that and then getting the positive outcome out of it. You can see the changes. Other people comment and go, wow, like you've lost weight, but holy crap, look at you now, kind of thing. To know that I made that decision, I put in the hard work, I've stayed committed to it, and I
mm.
had the power to make those changes, I think is probably the biggest, the
I love
biggest thing
that.
out of it.
I love it. I love it. And what did you find the most challenging?
Oh, the first 2 weeks, I was so overwhelmed. Learning really how to track calories and plan the meals and macros properly. Um, that was, I think it took me 3 hours the very first time I tried to do it. I remember sitting here and I was trying to track that and plan it and then go in and do the online shopping to try and get our groceries for the week. And I just sat there going, how am I going to fit this in? Like I remember bursting into tears just randomly and hubby's like, oh crap, I pushed you to do this. What have I done? Trying to figure out how you fit it in with everything. How do I fit in the training? How do I fit in the food? Was the biggest challenge. And it took me a good, 2 weeks to really settle down and go, okay, this is what I'm going to try. If this doesn't work, then I'll figure it out, change it little bit by little bit. But now, I know that I go training one night after work. I go and do a full body session. I also do karate, so I throw that in there during the week. I know that Saturday, Sunday morning, I get up early, I go to the gym and come home before everyone wakes up. Now it's a routine, and sometimes I get home a bit later or I have to wake up super early, but I get the benefits out of that, and now it's yay, I've made the time for me, as opposed to holy crap, where am I going to find the time?
That
If
makes
that makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah, it makes so much sense. And do you think you would have gotten the results you did without the coaching?
No.
Okay.
No, I've the coaching, the program. I mean, I only really interact a lot regularly with obviously my own coach Jen, and also the group calls. I regularly jump on with Nissa just because she's got the best kind of time for me to do it.
Mm,
But the support from everyone in the program is something that, especially when you're starting out, you need.
mm,
And I made the decision when I started that I was not only going to be honest with myself, but honest with Jen, with my coach. So even this week I haven't been well. Emotionally, I'm struggling at the moment, and I've been sick. I thankfully only just have my voice back. I was stressed out that I was going to sound so terrible today. But I will message Jen and be like, I feel shit.
mm,
Like, can you help me? Do you have something that can help me? My body was just aching for about a week before I got sick. My knees were aching. I tried to do a reverse lunge and couldn't get up off the floor. I was like, holy crap, what's happening? But I would be honest with her the whole way. The videos that I take of my exercises, I don't watch it back and go, wow, that looks terrible. Let's take another one. I
mm,
look at it and go, that's a horrible face. Jen's going to love this. Let's send it through. Because if you don't give complete honesty to your coach, then they're not going to be able to give you the exact advice that you need. If we, as a client, if we just tell you what you want to hear and not what's actually happening, then it's not going to benefit me at all, because I don't get what I need out of it, kind of thing. So, the fact that the coaching is here for the ugly as well, is good.
Oh, I love it. And what would you say to a woman who was sitting on the fence about joining?
Just back yourself and do it. It is going to be hard. I remember in my very, very first call with you, you said to me, "You're going to fuck it up, and that's okay." And it's kind of stuck with me, because it's true. Like, nothing is 100% perfect all the time. We are not robots. We have emotions. We have lives. But you really just need to back yourself and put the effort in. And something that I really struggled with at the start of this was believing that you're worth it. Because there was a big time when I'm like, I just don't think I'm worth the money. We could be doing this for the kids or something like that. And it was just good to have someone in your corner, even if it's not your husband, but someone in your corner to go, yes, you're worth it. Just do it. At the end of the day, it's just money. What have you got to lose? Which I know is hard, because people, especially at the moment, are struggling with money, but the return that you get out of it is something you can't put a price tag on.
Oh, I love that. And I love the bit about believing that you're worth it, and that it's part of it fucking it up. You're gonna fall off the bike, you're gonna make mistakes. You're so right. You're so right.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful insight, I think. And is there any further advice you'd give to a woman who is just on the journey?
To trust. I know you hear a lot of motivational people say just trust the process, but you've got to put that trust in. You and Craig know what you're doing. Your coaches know what you're doing. You've got so many women that have been through the program that are a success story, that prove it. You've just got to believe that if you just follow the basics, break it down and make it simple, don't completely flood yourself and overwhelm yourself, but just to break it down, keep it simple and stick with it, that you will get results. For some people it's quicker than others, but it does happen. You've just really got to just stick to it.
I love that. Thank you so much, Alison. Thank you for coming on and sharing with everyone, especially given that you've got so much going on now. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And if you're a woman and you're watching, or should say listening or watching to this, if you have been thinking about joining the program or you just want to get some more information, I'll pop a link below in the notes, and you can just book a free call with the team and have a chat and see if we can help you achieve your health and body goals. And I'll see you again next week.